Hey guys, and welcome back to 1000 Lies. We had an exciting last episode, so let's continue on. I'm gonna make this video a little longer. I don't think it's the complete end, as my laptop decided to be like, no. So anyway, let us continue along in this moment. You saw the garbage in the playground with your own eyes. I don't want to show the world something that I myself don't like. All those failed attempts. It's like I was saying before about motivation. I've been thinking, and maybe I need someone around who will force me to keep working. Someone by my side that forces me to do it, even if I die from embarrassment along the way, and even if I realize that I'm not cut out to be a real artist. What can I say? I couldn't think of anyone who would help me in that way. You know how everyone is. They're playing the game until they can eventually toss everything aside. But now there's someone who knows my secret, and I can't do anything to hide it from him anymore. I don't like where you're going with this. Why not? The more you think about it, the harder it is to take the plunge. It's crazy and we both know it, but it's going to happen. You can't stop it. Don't make decisions without me. I'm not going to accept that. But you already did, a while ago. I want you to continue writing your story, but from now on, it won't collect dust in your notebook. We could come here together from time to time and keep each other company while we work. You on your story and me on my drawing skills. That way, maybe I can even use what you write as inspiration for my illustrations. The things we were both embarrassed about can become something we share, our little secret. Didn't I say it before? Two people can't truly become friends until they share a secret between them. Yeah, and you almost got us killed, too. I don't think it's a good idea. I don't believe we'll get very far with your plan. I was a total stranger not too long ago, wasn't I? A pervert, even. So what's with this sudden change of heart? It's either a hunch or insanity, or maybe I'm just tired of the usual monotony, and any excuse for change is good, and you just happen to be the first to offer that. You'll have to find a different nut to go along with your plan. Incorrect. You've already accepted, so long as you didn't lie to me earlier. John McLazy, this is my third requirement. From this moment onwards, I want us to meet up here regularly to work together. Together we'll finish your fairy tale. You keep getting my name wrong on purpose. To mess with me, right? Ta-da! Well, there's that. Oops, I hit my closet door. Reaching the Sun, Chapter 1. The right and the left. So foretold the tales that once upon a time there was a wolf without a past or memory who wanted to reach the sun. On the occasion that a wolf stops being useful to his pack, that wolf will become a solitary creature until the day it dies. There once was a wolf who couldn't, or didn't want to, find his own place to rest eternally. Since then, he has been wandering the land, erasing his trail with each step, always with a melodious pace that like a sad song, trying to find a glimmer of happiness. Even after leaving his footprints on more than 1,000 roads, the wolf realized he was unable to ever find happiness, for he didn't know where to look. Well, more lost in his thoughts than on his path, he heard a great wise man exclaim that happiness came from the sun. Of course, he couldn't understand those words, nor could he ask for an explanation. Bereft of any other clues, he decided to go to the sun. It was unfortunate for the wolf that he didn't know how to get there. Getting involved in a trip like no other he had made before, he now wondered how could he solve his dilemma. However, it didn't take long for the wolf to find a possible answer to his conundrum. He came upon the wagon of a mobile circus. There were two odd characters that appeared before the wolf, a jester and a clown, or maybe a clown and a jester. One was fully dressed in white, the other in black. Their height differences were so apparent that it was impossible to make eye contact with them at the same time. How are you, my friend? Friend, how are you? The two noisy yet merry comedians exchanged gazes, smiles, and words as if they shared one unified mind. The wolf, confused, didn't know what to say. They weren't giving him a chance to say anything. They were too caught up in each other. All the wolf managed to ask was for their names. Her name is Right, the short black clown stated as he pointed to his partner. His name is Left, the tall white jester stated as she pointed to her partner. Who are you? They asked while smiling as they both pointed at the wolf in unison. The wolf didn't hear them, or maybe chose not to. His mind was too focused on what seemed to be a hint to his mystery. Both of them looked quite happy, he thought, and their trade requires them to share their happiness with the world. Maybe they knew how to reach the sun, or maybe get closer to it. Convinced by his own reasoning, the wolf quite quickly asked them if they knew of a way to reach that giant, flaming, shining ball in the sky. The two opposites shrugged in surprise that the wolf would ask such a weird question. And why would you want to go so far away? They questioned him. A wolf that wants to reach the sun, Right pondered. Oh, now I know who you are. The clown and jester huddled together, trying to decide the wolf's name. If I butchered that last piece, I apologize. I accidentally hit the button because I thought there was more on that page. What was that name, Right? It was, I got it! Right snapped his fingers. It's Skull! Why would it be that name? Left dismissed with a gesture. Hati. His name is Hati. The two performers began arguing about the wolf's identity, forgetting about his presence. The canine, tired of their bickering, bared his fangs at them and asked for their attention. He got mad, right? Said the short black jester, gloomily pointing at the wolf. I think we made him angry, Left, said the tall white clown, gloomily pointing to the wolf. They looked at each other and sighed in unison, though, as if an apology, they decided to answer the wolf's question. Right stood in front of the wolf, Left behind him. The first one to speak was Right, who from that distance looked smaller than usual. To Left's right, on the other side on the other side of the sea, you could see the sun rising. Phone, now is not the time for your business. The first one to speak was Right, who from that distance looked smaller than usual. To Left's right, on the other side of the sea, you can see the sun rising. The wolf turned around, Left raised her right arm and pointed to the east. From that distance, she appeared to be even taller than before. The cat is weird. To Right's right, behind the mountains, you'll see the sun setting, said Left. The wolf, oh my god, I'm sorry I'm butchering everything today. The wolf turned around again. Right raised his right arm in tangent, pointing to the west. If you want to reach it, then you will have to race towards Left's left, Right exclaimed. The wolf looked at Left. Left raised his left arm this time. The wolf really didn't really mind running it if it meant he could finally reach the sun. He wasn't the fastest in the animal kingdom. He was a wounded wolf after all, but he considered himself fast enough to surpass the pace of the calm celestial body. Boy, I can't speak today. May look slow, said Left as he turned himself around, but it's exact opposite, said Right as she turned around. Because most likely it has already won, they said before shrugging in unison. The wolf felt confused and a little angry when Right smiled as she turned her black back to him, and Left cried as he turned his white back to him. But it was as if they told him. The sun always rose from one direction and fell from another. If the wolf waited behind the mountains, he could catch it as it passed. Grateful for the help he received, the wolf said goodbye to the strangers who had only become even more strange after speaking. Waving their hands, Right and Left asked the wolf one last question. Which is your name then, Skull or Hati? The wolf sighed as he closed his eyes and gently shook his head. I'm just a wolf, he answered. So be it if that's what you wish to call me. The wolf decided to go west, behind the mountains, certain he had found the answer he had sought out. But once he arrived, he realized that the sun kept going even further beyond the towns. Still, he continued chasing it beyond the towns, but the sun kept running, setting little by little behind the fields. Next, he ran through the fields, and when he finally thought he would be able to meet the sun as it was setting, he found that it went even further beyond, past the sea. From the shore, the wolf was unable to do anything. He felt powerless for being unable to reach the sun. Tired, he lay down on the sand, his pride crushed after discovering that the jester and the clown was right. He couldn't win against the slow sun in the race. His target had disappeared, giving way to the night, leaving only the wind and the darkness as the wolf's companions. The wolf had to seek shelter before it got too dark outside, but he was tired and in pain. He could barely move at all, and time was running short. He wondered what he could do. Everything was the sun's fault for deceiving him and running away like that. Those two silly tricksters were also at fault for not warning him beforehand. How could the sun bring happiness like this? Something so deceptive couldn't bring any joy. Night came and the wolf expected the worst as he closed his eyes, fearing any danger, but none never came. After opening his eyes, he could see the beach, perfectly illuminated by a cold, beautiful silver cloak. It was the moon. It had listened and answered the wolf's prayers, offering to him the shimmering help he had needed. The wolf was grateful, but the moon was so far away it was difficult for her to hear the wolf. So he filled his lungs and raised his head in determination, and a resounding howl covered the sea and the skies with a feeling of gratitude. So foretold the tales that once upon a time there was a wolf without a past or memory who wanted to reach the sun. Chapter 3. Gonna admit it. Gonna admit your guilt. Oz, chill. Oz tries to blind me with the light of his cell phone as if he's interrogating me. I believe I could take his cell phone and rip off his entire hand with a single bite, but I instead opt to control my cannibalistic instincts. Oh boy. Proof doesn't lie. You lied to us about what happened on D-Day, so I won't accept any of your pitiful excuses. So what'd you do with my sexy flamenca Dialis yesterday? Boy, I probably butchered that. I've never heard that phrase. I'm totally in favor of you using Roman titles if you're consistent about it, but that girl has her own name. I won't deny that a lot of things happened, but I have to keep it a secret. Not everything that happened was even legal. Compañero, you could get her pregnant. Wrap it up. They didn't even do the do. They didn't do the horizontal tango between beneath the sheets. Isn't that all you think about? You're right. That's impossible. It's you we're talking about here. And if I'm involved in it, then you have no choice whatsoever. At least not until after I score first. Someday, we'll have to work on that mental image of me you've created. Classes ended for another day. Austin and I leave the school together, although he falls behind a bit as he says goodbye to a few of his friends. I wouldn't mind telling Austin the truth, but I'd have to tell him everything that happened, or else I'd have him thinking that I assault people. The problem is, Lois, she made me promise that I wouldn't tell anyone about her hobby or our new partnership in general. And that, yes, I accepted her unreasonable deal in the end. We made that bed during the basketball match, so now I have to deal with it. What I'm not really convinced about is whether or not it's possible to hide the existence of our new meetings at the library. What am I even thinking? It's not like I actually care if anyone finds out. I'll do my part and I won't snitch, but if someone gets suspicious, I can't stop them. Earlier, Ziva said something about going to the makeup committee meeting, the one for the grad and prom stuff, since the meeting yesterday didn't turn out so well. Oz catches up with me after he says his goodbyes to his friends, but the vibration of his cell phone makes him pause for a second. He excuses himself and slides his thumb over the screen and discovers an enormously unwelcome surprise. Not again, CR! I lean my head towards my friend, feigning indifference despite having a terrible hunch about what it may be. You couldn't possibly still be logged into my email account. This time, I'll admit I left it logged in on purpose. After what happened last time, I wanted to know if it happened again. It did. Oz tries to show me the screen, but instead I grab it from him directly and peer at the screen. Yes, there it is, sent only a few moments ago. Another email from the mysterious sender. Can you accept a fake reality? There's no going back after the first step, nor can taking back what was lost be considered winning. If after knowing the truth you still wish to be sincere, be careful, because that will make you the greatest liar. Until forever, and good luck with the first consequence. I stand still, completely paralyzed. Finally, Oz says what I've been thinking after he reads the contents of the email. What? That's what I'm wondering. What's the meaning of this? This email is slightly different from the other two. This time it says, until forever. Does that mean that this is going to be the last email? I guess so. I just wanted my figurine. But the first sentence clearly states that you can't take back what's lost, nor are you able to undo anything. Whoever sent this is making fun of me, saying that I'll never see her. And what's the rest supposed to mean? If you're sincere, then you'll become the greatest liar. Isn't that contradictory? The ends of the emails up until now were the same. I don't know if I should be angry or happy that there won't be more. All I know is that I won't take the bait ever again. The mystery remains unsolved. Without any clues or hope, maybe I should forget about all of it. I've already got enough to deal with. I have to meet with Luce in the library this afternoon again. Thinking of which, I still have a few hours till it's time to meet up. There's still time, but since it's my secret base anyways, I'm not gonna stop using it because there's a new squatter there. I decide to head to the library early. It isn't easy though. Once I reach the park, I run into someone who stops me in my tracks. I think the best part of going to the library is taking a short stroll around the pond. Crazy girl. Right, it's so nice. I've been waiting here for you for a couple days. What have you been doing? A quiet stroll with no one to disturb me, completely alone walking through nature with only the song of the leaves dancing above the pond. How many poets have showcased such tender moments in the lyrics of their love letters? Siron can't see me. He has gone blind. That means that I'm invisible to him right now. This is a great discovery. I can't miss out on this opportunity. Stop it. It was a joke. Stop tickling me. Stop it, Claire. It's a miracle. I've cured Siron. Now he can see me. These hands have been blessed with supernatural powers and I didn't know it. Blind people can also be ticklish, idiot. My eyes are perfectly fine except for the myopia, but that's another story. And why do you think they're fine now? Unless you forgot about me. I've already told you that it was a joke. Really? Claire's sudden appearance doesn't surprise me. I even kind of expected her to be here. Maybe this girl's craziness is a good way for me to forget about reality. Her carefree attitude seems to make the real world melt away. Tell me something, Siron. Did you forget about me? Would you forget about me if we never met again? Hiding under her hat in embarrassment, Claire asks me a very weird question. She looks worried to hear my answer, so much so that it's perplexing. Look, I may forget someone else, but not you. I couldn't forget about someone as peculiar as you that easy. You can't simply erase a big weirdo from your memory, wouldn't you say? I see. Claire sighs discouragingly. It isn't the reaction I was expecting from her. My intention was the opposite, but she immediately comes back to her senses and returns to the usual Claire. I've already decided anyways. Next time, don't make me wait as long. I was worried that you were dead or something like that. You aren't totally wrong about that. I faced death couple times. I faced death multiple times. No, can't speak today. Could it be that you're a ghost and you're already dead? That would explain why you couldn't see me earlier. We've already been over that. Just let it go, please. Our conversation resembles a comedian's routine. Talking with Claire, I discovered that we have more in common than just our love for the pond. Oddly enough, I'm not annoyed by our accidental meeting. We met not too long ago, so to speak. And even if that was shocking at first, now it's pretty much the opposite. She's definitely insane, yes, but it's one of those comedic instances, compared to the cruel satire that the universe frequently throws around anyways. I see, you're depressed. Where's the confident Siron that I know? The one who likes to flip off his innocent clouds? I prefer to inform you that such a Siron never existed, but I guess you aren't that far off. I guess you're upset about your plans going awry. Someone in your life has disrupted your normally pleasant peace. It's not too big of a feat to guess that since you're generalizing, but yes. Don't play hard to get. I could read you like an open book, Saron. You can't deceive me. Don't you have the answer book there? It could be pretty useful. Maybe let's go for a walk and you can bring me up to date. One shouldn't trust strangers, but sometimes it's precisely with strangers to whom you can speak the most freely, since you aren't restrained by social ties. Nevertheless, when I speak with Claire, I don't feel like I'm talking to a stranger. She feels more like a lifelong friend to me. So I tell her about my troubles, even if I can even call them that, as we take a stroll out of the park. Following her pace, I start vaguely describing all of the events that had transpired this week. The weird emails first, those were the first straw, and then about all of the other tribulations that came after that. I skip everything that I think is better not to mention, especially things related to Luce, since I promised I wouldn't tell anyone. And in this fashion, we walk around town together as I divulge all of the details of my disastrous life to her. When I'm done with my complaints, we reach what appears to be our destination. On the main avenue, you can find a shopping mall with a few random stores, like a supermarket, restaurants, and even a movie theater. It's nothing special, but we don't have anywhere else to go in this small town. Now that I think about it, I used to go to the underground arcade a lot. I wonder if it's still there. Claire was surprisingly attentive and quiet all the way there. She had this mature demeanor that contrasted with her previous behavior. It made me wonder if she had swapped places with a twin I wasn't aware of or something. But all of my doubts are dispelled the next time that she opens her mouth. I only listened to half of what you said because it was boring, Saron. Learn to summarize. Next time, try to fit it to 140 characters or less. You can at least pretend that you're interested. I don't know why I even bother. I forgot that you don't have this thing called common sense. I didn't stop listening because it was uninteresting. It was because the answer to your worries is so simple that it's hilarious. What, do you have a solution? I'd love to hear it since I don't even know what triggered those emails in the first place, you know? I mean, you usually piss someone off and that's how you make enemies, but this time, at first I thought it was all some kind of prank, but now I'm not sure whether... Hey listen, what are you doing? Ignoring my complaints, Claire fixates attention on a store display window. Clothes, shoes, and all other kinds of feminine accessories are displayed. It's truly a temple for fashion trend followers. Big corporations win once again when it comes to catching people's attention. Good job, designers, for making my words fall on deaf ears. This is the last time I try to reason with Claire, and so the first time I tried, and also the last time I tried to defeat a cute pair of shoes. If you're so interested in the store, why don't you go in? It's not like I was saying anything important. Claire staggers a little, biting her lip before replying to my subtle insinuation. It's not like I'm bad or interested, it's just that I usually come alone and it's different if, well... Claire gently falls to her knees as she speaks. It almost looks as if she's dying from sadness. I shouldn't spoil her after what she did, but I'm not the kind of person who gets angry over this kind of thing. It's easier to let it go. Everyone is happier that way. Well guys, I'm gonna end it here. There's probably like 1 or 2 more parts, and then anyway guys, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I love you guys, stay kawaii, and have fun out there.